Hi, and welcome to this video where I'll be answering the question, what is the difference between SEO and PPC? So SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization and PPC stands for Pay Per Click. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to talk about Google. There are other platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, where you can run pay per click advertising. We're just talking about Google because we're making a direct comparison between spending money or investing time in SEO versus investing time or money into Google Ads. So first of all, let's start with the basics. When you do a search in Google, as you can see on the screen here, you're going to be presented usually with 4 adverts at the top of the screen. So you can see they're an advert because it says ad next to the web address. Underneath the ads, you'll get various things. So because I've done a search and used an area name, so I've used a county in the UK, Staffordshire, it's also listed some Google Map listings, but then we scroll down and we get to what we call the organic listings. The organic listings are basically the websites that Google thinks is most relevant to the search that I've done. You can't pay Google to appear in the organic listings. It isn't alphabetical, like some people think. It's purely based on how useful these websites are or these individual pages are to the person who has done that particular search. So once again, top 4 listings are paid ads. You pay to be there. If somebody clicks on one of these adverts, that company will get charged a fee and will pay for that click. They'll pay Google for that click. Whereas these listings here, you don't pay Google to get there, but you do need to have a really well optimized site to be able to appear in these listings. What I'm going to talk about now is the difference between the cost of appearing in the ads versus the cost of appearing in the organic listings. There is no cost that Google is going to charge you to appear here. However, you do need to usually, unless you know what you're doing, pay an SEO person or an SEO agency to optimize your website to get listed here. So if you've got a brand new site and the phrases that you want to use are quite competitive, then it is going to take a long time to even get a look in on the first page of Google. We're talking months, sometimes years to get onto the first page. So that is going to cost money if you're paying a web agency or an SEO agency. So you're typically going to pay between £150 and £1,000 a month for a good SEO person. £1,000 a month if you've got a very big site and you've got really competitive phrases. £150 a month is a kind of a starting point for a small business website. Because it takes so long to get good rankings, then your long-term investment is quite high if that's the route you're going to go down. The free route to go down is learn about SEO yourself. There's lots to learn, but essentially you could spend the time learning how to optimize your site, and it over time, putting the work in, you can get it to appear in these free listings. If we then compare this to the ads, so you've got your 4 ads that appear at the top, it is quite a quick win. So within a few days of setting your ad campaign up, setting your keywords, setting your adverts up, and putting some card details or bank details into your Google account, the ads can be up and running in a matter of hours or a few days. So your ads are going to appear when anybody does a search for your key phrase, if that's a key phrase that you've got set up in your account. You're going to pay per click. It ranges from a few pence through to £15–20 per click across lots of different industries. But as a rough guide, expect to pay around about £5 per click. Because it's instant, you can get instant results. So the cost, although you're paying per click, you are getting instant results. Setting up a Google Ads campaign is relatively straightforward. If you follow some tutorials, you can do it yourself, but you're going to get much better results using an agency, and an agency is going to charge typically £150 upwards, similar to an SEO cost. A lot more really it depends on the number of adverts, the number of campaigns, the number of keywords that you're targeting as how much management the account needs. But from a management point of view, it's probably similar to what you'd pay for SEO. But in addition, you pay for the clicks. So it is a bit like comparing apples and oranges. Google Ads are a bit of a different beast to SEO because, as I've said, you pay for the clicks, but you get instant results, whereas SEO, you're going to pay for a long time before you get results. So it's quite difficult to compare the overall costs. So it's more about some other factors, which I'm going to go into now, when you kind of making the decision which is the best for you. Let's talk about stability and predictability of SEO versus Google Ads. Google Ads are more stable and they're more predictable. The reason I say this is you create the ads, it will display the ads exactly as you've created them. You control the budget, so you can control how often your ad gets shown. You can control the exact keywords that when people type them in, your ad gets shown. So you've got so much more control. You get to see a lot of data in your Google Ads panel. You get to see how many clicks you've had, how much you've spent, which of those clicks turned into some kind of conversion. So which clicks turned into a lead or a phone call or a purchase. So going down to the organic listings, a lot harder to predict, very unstable or relatively unstable, because Google's algorithm, which looks at over 200 different factors of how they decide which websites to put in which order, that changes regularly. It changes to stop SEO people working out the algorithm and manipulating it, but more importantly, it changes because it's always trying to deliver the best results for the person searching. No SEO agency in the world can predict where your website is going to appear when they are working on it. So it is unpredictable. So if you want predictable, stable results, then Google Ads wins hands down. What about the ease of doing your own SEO versus your own PPC? This is an interesting one. The basics of SEO are fairly straightforward. For example, this search we've done, web designers in Staffordshire. We are a website company in Staffordshire, and we've got a page called Web Design Staffordshire. And on this page, we mention the word Staffordshire a few times. We talk about web design, and there we go. We've got Stafford again. So this site is talking about web design in Staffordshire. So it ranks well, and the fundamentals are there. So we've got a title, and then we've repeated the phrase a few times. They're the basics of SEO. Really straightforward. However, there's hundreds of other factors that Google looks at that are a lot more technical, and can take, well, they do take a long time to learn. I mean, SEO professionals who've been in the industry for years still dedicate a lot of their time to learning more about the SEO, trying different things, and also keeping up with the algorithm changes that happen regularly. So you can do your own SEO to a basic level and you may get good results. Google Ads, on the other hand, although when you first log into Google Ads, it can be a little bit daunting, they have done a pretty good job of creating a simplified version of the interface. So it's got an expert mode that a agency would use, but as a small business owner, it's got a simple view that will make it quite easy to set some ads up. The benefit you're going to get by using an agency is you're going to be spending less and you're going to probably get better returns on your investment because you're using somebody who knows what they're doing. But if you're on budget and you want to set your own Google Ad campaign up, just make sure you dedicate some time to learning the fundamentals so that you don't end up wasting money, which you will do in the first few weeks, until you get some kind of data into the account and start to see what is working and what isn't working. So that's the ease of doing it yourself, which works for a particular industry. So reactive industries such as emergency dentist, locksmith, maybe you've got locked out your house and you need somebody to help you get back into your house, things like that. People haven't really got the desire all the time to browse around and look at lots of different websites. So they're going to probably see one of the first ads they see and they're going to click on it. So in industries like that, Google Ads works absolutely brilliant. For service type businesses like ourselves, there is a long buyer's journey. So a small business owner doesn't just wake up in the morning and go, I need a website today, and go and do a Google search and order a website. They'll take months looking at different web companies, browsing, have a think about it, come back, do some more research, look at reviews. Because of this long sales process, it can be quite expensive if they keep coming back to your website or your competitors' websites. If they're using Google Ads to do that, it can get quite expensive. So SEO for a service business should really be a kind of long-term goal. We do both because we do Google Ads for our clients and we understand where they can get expensive and what works really well. It makes it quite easy for us to run both without it costing us too much. So in summary, if you can afford it, do both because you will get results quickly with Google Ads and long-term with SEO. So it is really worth doing both. And if you have got an established website, SEO will work quicker for you because your website has already got history with the search engines. If it's a brand new site, I would highly recommend Google Ads first because that is going to get you instant traffic to the website. You'll find that most SEO and web companies will offer some kind of free review or some kind of strategy session where they will look at your industry, look at your website, understand what you are trying to achieve by either SEO or pay-per-click, and they will kind of show you which they think is the best route to go down. Redbox offer a free website and marketing review. If you're interested in that, the team can do a review on your website and look at your goals and what you're trying to achieve and advise which is the best one. If you want to take advantage of that, just go to our website, redboxweb.co.uk/free-website-review. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that useful. Please hit the subscribe button so that you'll receive updates of the next videos that we put online. So thanks again and see you next time.